welcome back. I was just watching some of my regular YouTube channels today and I came across a tag video that Chelsea did. I love watching her channel and it really inspired me to do this tag, even though she didn't specifically tag me. She just said if you want to do it, do it. So I am, because sometimes that's how tag videos work, right? So I will link to her video down below. This is the Perfect Palette 2 tag. I guess there was an original one that went around and I did not do that one because I wasn't on YouTube at that time. But what this is all about palettes, and I have all the questions here, so I will just start going through them and telling you about some of the best palettes. So question number one is, would you prefer a palette to come with an eyeliner, a brush, or nothing? You know, sometimes when you get palettes, they come with a little eyeliner space at the bottom, or you'll get a space for a brush at the bottom, like the Naked palettes always have a brush at the bottom. And to be honest, I don't ever use the brushes. For one thing, like if you look at this brush, I have not even taken it out of the plastic. It's double-ended, and this may be a great brush, but the fact that it's double-ended means that it's very difficult to store in my, these are all my eye makeup brushes. Now, I do have some in here that are double-ended, and I don't know, I just don't ever end up using these. So as far as a brush goes, unless you're going to make it a really great brush and make it a single-ended brush, then I really don't want it. Eyeliners. I like getting an eyeliner with my eyeshadow palette, but I don't really like this space. Now, if you look at this palette, see how much space there is for that brush to fit in or for an eyeliner to fit in. If that wasn't there, this would be a smaller palette. Now, granted, the mirror would be smaller, but that's okay with me because I almost never use the mirrors and palettes either. So my answer is, if you're going to give me something, then put it not inside the palette. Put it next to the palette and make it really worth your time to give it to me. Make it a single-ended brush. Make it a full-size eyeliner instead of a, just a partial size eyeliner, unless that's all that fits in the palette. But don't take up my palette space with that spot for it, because I'm just not going to use it. Now, I know that if I traveled more, I might like that better, to be able to put my eyeliner inside of my palette or to put a brush inside my palette, but I just don't travel very much at all. So my official answer is nothing. Number two, a palette you have hit pan on. I actually have two palettes that I have hit pan on. They are both from Too Faced. The first one I ever hit pan on was the Too Faced Matte Eye, and I actually have quite a good amount of pan in here in Fresh Linen and Vintage Violet. I also have a really nice deep Dent in Midnight. This was the eyeshadow palette that really got me started in wanting to know how to do my makeup better, wanting to really know how to do my makeup as an adult, and not just, the obsession that I had with my caboodles and my Wet n Wild and Bonnie Belle when I was a kid, when I was, or I guess in middle school and high school. So I really just used the heck out of this because for a long time it was the only high-end eyeshadow palette that I had. The other palette that I have hit pan on is also by Too Faced, and it is the Romantic Eye palette. These both came out really similar times. I have pan in two eyeshadows here as well, in Soulmates and Kiss the Bride. What really amazes me is that these are very, very dense eyeshadows. It takes a long time to hit pan, so it took a lot of effort to hit pan on those. Number three, your favorite Naked palette. I actually only own one Naked palette. I just ordered Naked Smokey. I haven't gotten it yet. I just ordered it today. But the only Naked palette that I own is Naked 3. There is a good reason for that. These are rather expensive at $54, and I really don't wear warmer colors, and I don't wear browns very often. I'm trying to do a little bit more of experimenting with the browns and the more neutral colors, but I'm really a purples, pinks, you know, those sorts of colors are the ones that really draw me, the cooler colors. And so when Naked 3 came out with these really pretty rosy tones, that is the one that I picked up, and I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite palettes of all time. It's the one that when I need a classic look, if I am going to an event for work, we just went to the annual Chamber Awards banquet. I immediately pulled out this palette because I knew it would give me something classy and natural, not over the top like I usually do on most days. So this is one of my absolute favorite palettes. But it is, again, the only Naked palette that I own. Number 4, your favorite holiday or limited edition palette. I really don't have a whole lot of limited edition palettes. I have a lot of palettes that have been discontinued, that you cannot get them anymore, but they weren't really limited edition. So I'm going to have to say that my absolute favorite holiday palette was from this year. It is the Too Faced Le Grand Palais. It's the one I think that was at Ulta. And this is just so stinking cute, which is why I love it. I wish that I had just a place to display this right now. And so you get a Better Than Sex mascara, a melted lipstick, a shadow insurance. I haven't even taken them out of there yet. And then you open this up, and there is this beautiful, beautiful, stunning eyeshadow palette. And I still kind of have the plastic on top. I have only used it a couple of times. But look at these colors. They're so gorgeous. There's a nice mixture of mattes. There's a whole bunch of shimmers. Very, very fun. There are colors that work as highlights. There are blushes. There's even a contour color in here with Sun Bunny. So really, as far as palettes go, I just don't think that you can beat something that has kind of everything that you need with it. I absolutely love it, and I wish I could just display it. That it sits up on the very top of my shelf, and I forget to use it because it's up there, because I don't have room for it on my vanity or to display anywhere. A palette you would repurchase or wish you had a backup. I'm going to have to go back to my Naked 3 palette. This is, like I said, this is the one that I just continually grab for when I need something classic, when I need something easy, when I need something simple. If I'm tired and I really don't want to think about a look, I know that no matter what I do with this palette, it looks good on me. So this is the one that I would repurchase, that I wish I had a backup of. I probably should buy a backup of it. But these have been around, they've stuck around, so I'm not too tremendously worried about it. A shade you wish were sold individually. I am really bad about using individual shadows. I have a whole little basket in my eyeshadow drawer of individual shadows, and I almost never pull them out because I'm just using my palettes. So, but if there was one that I do wish that was sold individually, was this Too Faced Vintage Violet. You can tell that I absolutely love it. It is a beautiful, beautiful matte purple. It goes with so many different things. I've almost used it up, and I would actually rebuy this entire palette just for that color, but if I could buy it individually, that would be fantastic. Okay, let's see. My questions went away. 7, wild card, a question from the original tag video. So I went back and I looked at the original tag video, and the question that really hit me the most was a palette that you almost never pick up. And this is not one that I wanted to take out of my collection. There's a very good reason why I almost never pick this up, and that is Kat Von D's Monarch palette. I love this palette. I think that it is gorgeous. I love the packaging. I have the Chrysalis palette too. But like I told you before, I'm drawn to the pinks and the purples and the cool colors, and this is a very, very warm palette. Every time I wear this, I'm actually surprised that it looks good on me, because I generally think of warm colors as not really being my color palette. But they work just fine. I have a neutral skin tone, so I can wear both. I tend to steer away from yellower colors because I think that they make me look jaundiced. I'm probably wrong about that. I don't know. Maybe someday I will, do a pretty good look with this palette and post it on Instagram and see what you guys think, if it works with my skin tone or not. But this is just not one that I grab for because it is all warm colors and because it is more of the browns and neutrals. But I will never take this out of my collection because I love it so very much, and every now and then I get a wild hair up my butt and I want to do warm colors. So definitely keeping it, even though I don't grab for it very often. Okay, a palette you would recommend to a friend. If I was going to steer a friend to one palette, whether they be someone who is new to makeup or someone who is experienced with makeup, when I was looking through my collection, this palette just stuck out to me as one that would really work for a lot of people and has a lot to offer, and that is the Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette. Again, I absolutely love the packaging. The packaging is one of the reasons why I purchased this palette. But it has so many useful colors. You can get very neutral looks out of it. You can get some looks that really pop out of it. You've got your bronzer, you've got your highlight, you've got your blush. This is really kind of a one-stop shop palette. And that is the reason why I would really recommend it to people. It's also very compact and easy to take with you if you are someone who travels. And the couple of times that I have had to travel for work and stay overnight, this is the palette that I've grabbed. I haven't had to do that in a while, and I don't imagine that I will have to do that anytime soon, since I write the newspaper for my hometown, and that doesn't involve a whole lot of travel. But the Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette is the one that I would recommend to people above all else, just because it does have so much bang for your buck. And then finally, my favorite series of palettes. This one was really, really hard because I'm looking through my palettes and I'm thinking, gosh, I really love, these Too Faced when they had the cardboard boxes. There was also a Smokey palette with it, and I really love them. Obviously, I've hit pan on them. I really love the Kat Von D Chrysalis and Monarch collection. I love so many of the different collections that have come out, but my absolute favorite series has to be the Coastal Scents Revealed palettes. There are 4 of them at this time, and really, I love these for a couple of reasons. They're inexpensive. Technically, I think on their website it says that these are $40, but I've never seen them not on sale for $20. So for $20 a pop, you get 20 eyeshadows in each one of these. They do mimic a lot of the popular palettes. In fact, these are compared to naked palettes all the time. The eyeshadows are not as easy to work with as the Urban Decay shadows. They are more of a drugstore type of shadow because they don't blend quite as easily. They are a little bit stiffer of a shadow. But this is the Revealed palette, the original palette. You can see it has a lot in common with the Naked One palette, which I don't have. But the colors are absolutely beautiful, and I really, really love this series because you get so many beautiful colors for not a lot of money. And if you just take a little bit of time, get some good brushes, and don't go overboard, add a little bit more, add a little bit more, then you will really, really learn to love these palettes. In fact, the Revealed palette is what I'm wearing today. And let me just show you these other ones. The Revealed 2 palette is the one that has been compared to the Naked 3 palette. And actually, since I've got that one right here, I will pull that up and I will show you that there are quite a lot of similarities there. There's that rosy tone. This one has a lot of darker shades in it as well. But these are just, they're absolutely gorgeous colors. And then there is the, I'm drowning in eyeshadow palettes. The Revealed 3D palette, which has just some stunningly, stunningly beautiful colors. A lot of them look to be fairly repetitive, but they're really not when you put them side by side. So I'll show you, if you put these side by side, it looks sort of repetitive, but it's really not, because these are sort of more muted and these are much more bright. And I just love these because you have so many options. And in fact, after I had pulled these out for this video, I decided to do a challenge to myself and use just one of these Revealed palettes every week for the next month and come up with, you know, a different look every single day. So at least 7 looks from every palette, and I know it will be very, very easy to do. The newest one that came out is the Revealed Smokey palette, which has been compared to the Urban Decay Naked Smoke palette, and you'll see that again, this has just such beautiful shades, and I absolutely love these. Every time one comes out, I don't even hesitate. I just run out and, well, I don't run out and get it. I order it online from coastalscents.com. So that is the perfect palette tag. If you would like to do this particular tag video, I would love to see it. Leave a link down below or just leave me a link to your channel and I would love to go check it out. And don't forget to check out Chelsea's video while you're at it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.